Hey everybody, Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. I'm gonna have to speak loud. Yeah, forgot my mic. Got it charging at the house. But hey, let's get to work. Oh man, what a day. Nice, it's hot. But that don't ever stop the learning process here. As I said, I forgot my mic. But I was making some videos of me just swinging. I said, don't have to say nothing. But uh, yesterday I made a video, and these things I just been just like all this stuff is just locking in. Now everybody see my rehearsal that I normally do, and a lot of people like that. But for some reason yesterday, I was just swinging, and I really couldn't really do my rehearsal. It was just like that swing had just locked in. There's some things I've been just like as I tell people all the time, and because for some reason people won't. I mean, even teachers that I've sent my books to, all this, they will not talk to me about that dead fingers grip. They will not. And I mean, these are people who have been saying what I can do, I can't do, and then all of a sudden when they get that book and they realize that it ain't about no neutral grip, it ain't about a strong grip, it is about the dead fingers grip that creates a housing for you to swing. And then they just go quiet. And then even when they say something or they try to get off a little bit off key with some stuff, all I say is like, hey, did you read the Dead Fingers book? Did you read that book? And they disappear. They will not talk to me about that book because they know that I know exactly what they're talking, it is spot on. Everybody knows it. And those people who's out there that's my followers that's using it, you know that it's dead. You know it's spot on. And you know universally that anybody who picks up a golf club, they got to use that dead fingers grip. I don't care. It locks it in, and then it makes the process easy because now you don't have to figure out which hand goes where, this where. As long as you lock that in, then all of a sudden it's just a matter of leaving it alone and start swinging the golf club or swinging the club, allowing the body to create these serendipitous type of moments. That's why I tell people all the time, I don't have to guess, and I'm not thinking I knew and know what the movements of the body are. That's just human nature. You can study what the body is. Now what I start doing is once I knew, and as I said it many times before, once you get something that you know to be absolutely correct in a golf swing or any type of sports or swing motion, then all of what you have to do is keep on making whatever that motion is, and then all these serendipitous moments will come to you. That's what's happened to me. So that's why I don't guess. That's why I'm strong in what it is that I say, and that's why I do not back down. Because I have this thing, and I said it before, I believe that you got to have the knowledge and experience to be a good teacher. In essence, I've said before that the difference between a teacher and a coach is a teacher provides the information for coaches to coach. And if you all are offended by that, then get over yourself, because I am not going anywhere, and I am going to preach it and teach it the way that I say it. If it offends you, then hey, like I said, they got the sissy crowd over there. Go over there with them, because right here, this is man stuff. This is strong woman stuff, and we're trying to produce and create the best knowledge that we possibly can that repeats day in and day out to make the learning process easier for you. And I think, and I'm firm enough to even say that I know that top down is the best way and the simplest way to do it, because it repeats itself. It got the three body system, which is the way you set up. It's got the anatomical ends where everything is based on, the movements around it. I mean, I can't do more than that, people. And if they're not willing to at least sit down and talk to me and give me a try, or even to see what it is, well, people, I'm going to tell you, and you might be offended. I'm going to tell you right now, because if it's a search for knowledge, if the search is trying to get the best information, and I have laid this stuff out in print, the only thing that I can think of, and I mean it, and I don't care if it offends any of y'all, the only thing that I can think of that is not allowing these people to take the opportunity to sit down and realize, like, hey, you know, what is it that he has? Or let's talk to this cat, because I see him talking to others. It's got to be the color of my skin. And I don't give a damn if that offends you all, because it's the only thing that I think is the problem. And let's not bullshit about that. Let's be real about it. This is the society we live in, and it is based in facts. Because how is it that you're not willing, from the Golf Channel to all these different people, all the shit that I'm doing, and you're not even willing to sit down and say, hey, you know, damn, you've done some good thing, or even to take a look to see is it. Because now you got teachers or coaches or teachers or whoever you want to call it, that's, you know, that I got something to tell me that, oh, well, this ain't right because the data says this, and they can't hit a ball at their shadow. And you all have seen me do it. So now, hey, no more of this. You know, I'm going to call a duck. And I truly believe that's what it is. And it's not from a standpoint that you may all believe. It's from a standpoint that as a black teacher, if I'm giving that recognition of what it is that I'm done, or you recognize it, then you're telling everybody in the world that I know something better than you, and you know that I'm going to use it to my advantage. That's what any person in any sales would do. That's what you would do. So why wouldn't I not do that? So, and then all of a sudden now, the people are going to look, and you know for a fact, if they come to me, you know I'm going to get them dressed, because I know what I'm doing. I told people before that I have this problem, and well, they say, oh, you stand on the ball and you range and you hit balls. Well, I stand on the range and hit balls because whether it's a tour player or anybody else that come to me, I do not want you to hit it better than me. I want to be able to put pressure on you to where you look at me. I'm not going to be a teacher just standing there and then I can't even just demonstrate and show you how to hit a golf ball. I mean, what kind of teacher is that, in my opinion? That I can't sit there and just show you, even if it's just something like just something as simple as hitting some warm-up pitches like this right here. You know, I haven't hit a ball today. I mean, just something so simple as just doing that. And it's always the excuses. Well, you know, I don't get to practice. I'm always doing this. I'm doing it. No, that should never be an excuse, because if you know it and you know it right, like top down, you shouldn't have to practice. You know, to tell the truth, you know, you should wake up and the movements should repeat itself. And that's what happens with me. My movements repeat itself, whether I'm practicing every day hitting on the range, or if I'm just, you know, lollygagging around and come back, show up, or whatever. The movement should be the movements. The three bodies is never going to change. The anatomical ends is never going to change. The grip with the dead fingers is never going to change. Club going up, scap up, coming down, scap back up to finish. None of this is ever going to change. How I look at the ball is never going to change. How I knock the ball off the top of the 12, you know, off the arc, never going to change. Only thing I get to do is add the rhythm and my flavor to all those things I just spoke about. Now, if you don't understand that, and you're like, oh, well, this position here, and this one over here, and this one over here, and this, and this, that. You're not teaching, bruh. You're guessing. Let's just be real. You're guessing. Because to make a true golf swing, it should be a continuous moving motion that's moving back and forth, back and through. It should be continuous. And one of the biggest problems is that people spend so much time focused on the think they're creating the action, but they're actually focused on the reaction. Impact is the reaction. You've got to know what creates that. You can't, I'm sorry, I'm done with this. You can't start here and thinking that you're going to create the reaction means it's a continuous motion. If you're stopping here, you're not creating the reaction. You're trying to turn a reaction into an action, and that is the cause of a huge problem, especially when it comes to teaching golf. You have got to keep this thing moving. You got to keep it moving, because all we're doing with the body in itself, because look, if I'm right here, there is no middle leg right here. There's no middle leg right here. You have got to keep the body going from one side to the other. And the action is over here that creates the reaction here, that creates the other action of finishing over here. That's That's what you have to learn. And all this doing here, all the laying the sticks down, all this stuff, people, it's hurting you and you just don't even know it. It might be selling because, like I said, you know the saying goes, either you're selling or being sold. Well, at one time I was being sold. Now I got tired of being sold, and now I'm doing the selling. I'm doing the selling and the telling. And the thing is, you got to make this simple, you know. And I'm telling you, it's simple. Get that good dead fingers grip. All my people out there who uses the dead finger, don't be afraid to make a comment and tell people the simple fact is of, you know, that it works. You know it works. You know it's been working for you for years. And many of you out there, no different than my 3-body setup, people, you're not even thinking about your grip anymore. And that some of you I used to talk to, that's all the questions you used to ask me was about, should I use a neutral grip, a strong grip, or this or that? When I told you, man, read that book, get the book, squeeze those dead fingers on there, put them on that golf club in a uniform way of which I explained to you, and then just let it go. And just keep swinging. Doesn't matter how bad you hit it or whatever. Just keep swinging. Because once the grip locks in, then it will control that club face. And this club face wants to come back to the ball. It wants to square up to the ball. The club is designed to do that. The only problem is we get in its way. If I picked up a cutting tool and swung like that, it would do it every single time I'd cut that blade of grass without even thinking. The only thing that changes that if I tell my hands to do something or I put them in there in a different way, which is going to affect how my body is going to react. A lot of people don't know that. You know, once I put these dead fingers on there, my grip is secure. It's the same pressures over and over on that grip. And with those same pressures, they keep going to the same parts of my body over and over and over. And that's allowed me to create the same pattern of movement, of rhythm, flow, and all of that. That's why my swing flows so well. And simple, and it is simple. And it ain't just because I make it that way, because the process of it is simple. People, you gotta push that. Talk to them, tell them about that dead fingers grip. Leave me a comment and tell me about it. People, I hope this is good for you. I hope you keep pushing. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna tell it like it is. I ain't never sugarcoated, and I ain't scared to speak on it what it is. And I'm telling you how I see it, and it is what it is. If it offends somebody or whatever, well, this channel is not for you, or this is not for you. Hey, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro, here at the beautiful Grand Vista Marriott in Orlando, Florida, and you know how I do it, baby. Always good golfing.